A very good morning and welcome to the second introductory class of Standard 11. Today again we will start with a small note from Steve Jobs. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. So whatever you do, you should love the work that you are doing. So now today we will be doing with some revision of what you have done in Standard 10. You must have done human activities are of two kinds. One is economic and one is non-economic. In business studies also, we need to know economic activities and non-economic activities. So, in order to know the economic activities, we also need to know what are non-economic activities. So, let us see what it is all about. So, human activities, economic activities are of making, purchasing, selling of goods and services. So, any kind of selling, buying, distribution of goods for the purpose of earning a livelihood, for earning money, is termed as economic activities. So, economic activities are anything that is done for earning a living. So here in the clip you can see crop production, mining, quarrying, poultry. So these are all economic activities that is done for earning a living. So when the agriculturist is producing crops, he will be selling it in the market and therefore he will be earning money. Likewise in mining, when people are working, they are working for earning a living. So anything done for earning a living is what is termed as economic activities. So I hope it is okay with all of you here. So let us see the next clipping. Non-economic activity. The activities that are performed out of love, affection and social concern but not for money is termed as non-economic activity. So any activity which is done out of sympathy, love, affection, compassion, for which no one is charging money, is termed as non-economic activity. Like a teacher teaching her child at home is a non-economic activity because she is not taking any fees from the child. But the same teacher, when she is teaching in school, definitely she is having an income from there. Then when we talk about a lawyer giving advice for a fees is an economic activity, but the same lawyer, if giving advice for no fees to a friend, is termed as non-economic activities. Likewise, a doctor treating his patient with certain fees is an economic activity, and when the doctor treats his son and does not take fees, definitely he will not, okay? So that is a non-economic activity. So you can see here this clip of non-economic activity. You can see a mother serving the family. So here she is not taking money for this. So this is a non-economic activity. So in business studies, we need to know what is economic and what is non-economic activity. Apart from this, children, today we will just do some important terms that we should know in business studies. When we are starting with business studies, we should know some important terms like suppliers, then you have the government, creditors, employees, managers, owners, likewise. So a company, when a company is dealing with people from outside the company, like the supplier, like the consumer, like the shareholder, like the creditor. Who is a creditor? Who gives money to the company. Like the government, okay, the business has to take concern of these people or are always in touch with these group of individuals in the society. So these people whom the business has to deal and they are outside the company are termed as external stakeholders. People or group of people with whom the company is concerned with. like the suppliers, customers, shareholders, they are not a part of the company, but the company has to deal with them always. So they are termed as external stakeholders. And when we talk about stakeholders, people or group of individuals with whom the company has to deal with. So when we talk about internal stakeholders, you can see here who are the internal stakeholders: the employees, the manager, and the owner. So these are individuals who are always in the company and working within the company. But the ones who are working out, they are concerned, the ones who are concerned with the company but they are outside the company are termed as external stakeholders. So this is something that we will be using again and again: the employee, manager, owner, supplier, society, government, creditor, shareholders, consumers. So these things, consumers, I need not tell you who they are: people who are consuming the products of the company. Suppliers, people who are giving supplies, raw material to the company. So society, you know, government, you know. Creditors, people who are giving money to the company. And who are the shareholders? Shareholders are people who are taking the shares of the company, but they are all outside the company. So in business studies, we must know these particular terms: employees, the people who are working within the company; managers, who are working within the company; and the owner of the company. So this is the small thing that we should know these terms when we are studying business studies. Now today again we will be starting with what kind of business environment was there in ancient India. So we'll be also doing what is trade in ancient India today. So do you have an idea what kind of trade ancient India had? Now can you see this clip here? So you can see this is India, and the various trade routes that Indian traders have followed. You can see this maritime silk route. What is maritime silk route? That is trade which is connected with sea or ship. And you can see above, that is inland trade on land. What is the trade route that was followed earlier? So this is overland silk route. So silk route was a route which the traders used to connect to China and far east countries in Asia. So this is what is the trade route of India in the ancient times. So you have the maritime silk route, you have the overland silk route. You can have a look, all of you. I hope it is clear. From Persia, Arabia, Egypt, China, so even Europe. So we our traders have traded from all these countries in the ancient times. So let us have a look now. India's maritime trade can also be known from the sculptures that are made. So you can see the ship here and traders going on the ship. Again one more from Odisha, Maritime Museum. So this is again a trader going for trade far off. So what did we trade in? The first thing it comes is spices. So we have been trading and well known for our spices. Till the beginning of the 18th century, almost every nation obtained large extent of their supplies like the cotton, silk, spices, indigo, sugar, drugs, precious stones. You can see this jewelry here, and many works of art from India in exchange for gold and silver. So we were doing very well in trade. Our country was very rich in indigo, spices, sugar, and cotton, silk. So we were trading in all these things. You can see this. We also traded silk from China. So China silk here, products of cloth and all those we traded from a long period of time. That is from the ancient times we were trading. So this is a small glimpse of what we were doing in ancient times. So now you know why business is considered as an economic activity, because it is dealing with production, exchange of goods and services with the main purpose of earning money. So today we wind up here. Business is an economic activity which involves regular production or exchange of goods and services with the main purpose of earning profit through the satisfaction of human wants. So I hope this is just a background we are creating for business studies. You should know somewhat of ancient trade also, what we were dealing in. And then we have gone into what is economic activity and non-economic activity. So I hope everything is clear and the revision has been done in your for your business studies. Okay, so thank you all of you. Have a nice day. Good day.